welcome to your 4x4. For the next 5 weeks, we're taking you and some of our closest mates on an epic journey into the heart of the Mallee.
Come over this rise and it's a dead straight road and everything opens up.
The scenery was stunning.
It was amazing, you couldn't describe it.
We just kept on driving and driving. It felt like an eternity.
And we found ourselves out in the outback of Australia.
Big, smooth, sweeping bends.
Lots of corrugations. Very, very dusty.
It looks a lot smaller from the bottom. It's a big hill.
Simon kept talking about this hill climb we were going to tackle all day long.
He got bogged in the last one, he's got no chance.
I don't reckon any cars are going to make it up.
I couldn't wait to tackle the hills, and boy did I have some fun. It's been an epic trip. Hundreds of kilometres under our belt.
We really have had the experience to see so much.
We feel really lucky. Mildura has made us feel very welcome.
You could not ask for a better location.
So join us for the next 5 weeks as we make our epic journey into the heart of the Mallee.
Your 4x4 is presented by Track Campers, Trek Hardware 4x4, ARB 4x4 Accessories, Clearview Accessories, Piranha, Nava, My Coolman, Cooper and Boss Aluminium.
COVID has completely and utterly destroyed our plans that we had, so we very quickly made another plan.
So we're on our way to Mildura and we're stopping at the Pyrenees forest.
We've got basically 2 tracks we're doing. We've got a climb straight behind us right here that will take us up to the top, over and into old Tiger Cat track. All right, tyres are down at 20 PSI. Let's get into low range and let's head up the hill. Dave and Maria, welcome back. You loved the last trip so much you've come again.
We just loved it. We want to come again.
Thanks for having us back, Simon. We're looking forward to this one.
Thank you very much for the prep work on the back of the big Iveco.
It's definitely made your car look a lot better. Obviously, it's going to serve its purpose. It's good to see it on there.
There's some dirt roads in and then it just leapt straight up into a bit of a steep incline. So it was all low range, slow going. In some instances there were some really big rock step ups.
That's a decent rock face. Step up, straight up, step. There we go.
Oh.
Interesting to see how some of the other ones go.
Oh, especially my Pullman.
Oh, that's pretty capable. The old Prado.
Charlie and Craig, guys, welcome to the trip.
Oh, thank you for having us, sir.
Came down for work a couple of weeks ago, ended up getting caught here, and it just so worked out that I get to be the one to come on this trip, which I'm very fortunate to be. I'm also with new friend and colleague Craig.
So we were up here for 3 days. I've never actually been up here before. It's great to experience the new tracks.
I've never ever been up to this area. In fact, not too far from that is sandhills, and I have an uncle that lives there and I've never been there to visit him. Yeah, maybe go visit the old uncle. He's gonna have a hissy when he finds out. Drove straight past. Oh, there he is! Yeah, right, yeah.
Fraser Track's turning it on for us. We've got a beautiful climb up here, a little bit of exposed rock. Very typical of what you find in the Pyrenees.
Yeah, I know the Pyrenees quite well. Awesome spot to get around. Some of the best tracks you'll do actually in the wet are always around here.
A mate of mine, Martin's jumped in the passenger seat. He's on holidays. I said, mate, come along, you'll enjoy it. And I think he will have a ripper time.
I'm a coastal person. My main pastime is in the diving world, so I'm used to being by the sea and not being this dry. I think my gills are healing over.
And the Trek range is looking a little bit different.
Yeah, we chucked a bit more suspension into it. Got the Piranha up control arms, which made a massive difference.
Very bouncy, got leaf springs in the back, so it wasn't very comfortable, but got up there without a problem. I've had one of my sons with me along on all the previous trips, so this is the first trip they got school and uni. I've got all the chatter going on and all the advice.
Oh, thanks to Jeff and guys at Cooper's for sorting out the tyres. Yeah, very thankful.
This time we've actually bought some new tyres with us. We're out here testing them, but this is a big test for them because I'm really going to give them a hard time, do all the wrong things with them that you're not supposed to do, because I want to make sure they won't break for everyone else. I did make a mistake and go one side thinking I'd make it a little bit spectacular, but not enough ground clearance, so I had to back back.
Grabbed that one, didn't it? Let's go have a look at these guys, come on.
Western District's famous really for cropping country and some sheep once that crop is pulled off.
From the very top, there's just magnificent views of some wineries that were down in that region. Really picturesque spot.
That was nice. That was good. Good start. That's all right, yeah. That was awesome.
First gear low range, looks like some nice steps. A fair bit of loose rock down there. Get that centre diff lock on, and then we'll get the rear diff lock on, just to help pull us up. Send the next one down.
The tracks we're on today, recommend going in a convoy, because there is a very real possibility if you're coming a little bit underprepared, something bad could definitely go wrong. Car handled it well. Glad we did the modifications for this trip. Yeah, it's been awesome.
It was pretty dry out there, very rocky too, so you just had to be a little bit careful of the tyres.
Oh, I can breathe.
Alrighty, that's Nava coming. Jake Smith back in the driver's seat of the Raptor. It's been a while. Descending down a rocky little trail here at the moment.
I found this guy in the bush. Let me out. No, told you. Come on, mate.
Little lift ups, we have plenty of drop steps coming down, nice steep descents. It's just an awesome morning.
Bit of wheel lift there.
The biggest thing about doing the tracks that we did is ensuring you have the right equipment. If you're new to four-wheel driving, the best thing you can get is traction, and you can get that by either a diff lock or a quality set of tyres.
Went down a lot of a steep track, lots of rock steps, and the vehicle did fine, not too many issues.
Good track, enjoyed it. We turned around and went back up the hill again.
Here we go. Climbing back up out of old Tiger Cat track. Second gear, low range. She's slippery all right.
I was a little bit worried. We were both coming up thinking this is a lot more than what we expected.
That looks steeper than I thought.
Let's give this a go.
We're 4 low, rear diff lock on, crawling, traction controls on, so it's helping as well, out of the rut. So I'm just picking a line.
The right tyre pressures, you'll climb most of these hills with no issues whatsoever. You still have to take it easy, because if you make a mistake, it can be very costly.
Tyre pressure is down nice and low, so instead of bouncing off the rocks, you're forming over the wall.
Really jagged rocks, a lot of steps. Smell the rubber. Certainly that I got these RLB lockers.
The Raptor, as always, it just tends to eat it up. Could be that or the driver. We'll put it back to the fact that it was probably just the Raptor. Really rocky, but loads of traction. A few wheels were getting lifted.
Whoa. A little bit of wheel lift there.
Yeah, she is sharp.
Six-wheeler from Boss Aluminium. That thing is quite a remarkable vehicle, just absolutely nails it up these hills.
I want to talk, but I can't. Let me just get this.
Off-road, everyone.
What a ripper track. After well and truly whetting our appetite on the tracks, it was time for a spot of lunch before heading further northwest.
This is just the start of our trip. Today we did some tracks around Avoca.
From here we continue our way to Mildura and really looking forward to seeing different sites we pass along the way.
With the first day under our belt, the crew were keen to continue heading north, having a bit of fun at the expense of some of the tired passengers along the way.
Had an interesting morning. Left Outback and we're making our way up to Mildura. On the way we've made a few detours, and one of them is this beautiful artwork that's been done on the old silos.
The government has actually made a tourist trail of silo art, so you can actually follow that trail and it goes for a couple of 100 kilometres.
A lot of the silos that we stopped at were easy reach of the Sunraysia Highway, a couple of 100 metres to a kilometre off the main track, so within easy reach from the main highway. The amount of detail in the artwork is just phenomenal. It really comes out beautifully.
The bit that gets you is the detail in the art. From a distance, it's amazing. Even the eyes seem to reflect what's in the backdrop. You get up close and it just looks like a blur of colours, so you just wonder how they managed to do it when they're up close doing this.
The silo art, it's incredible. We were just trying to have a look at how they were actually doing it before. So there's some photos up on the information board. So they've got jibs and booms that they use to basically get the artists up there.
I'm impressed. I think it's unbelievable.
The inspiring silo art provides a unique insight into rural life and breaks up the long haul with well-spaced yet frequent stops, making them the perfect locations to take a break, stretch the legs and enjoy a generous slice of morning tea.
So today we're meeting up with Ricky from Mallee Tours and Tracy, who's a journalist in the area.
And also Brad, he runs the Trek store up here in Mildura.
And they're going to show us around the Brunswick Flora and Fauna Reserve, see what's around.
G'day Ricky, great to have you along on the trip, thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you all too. I'm Ricky Marks, me and my partner Annette. We run Mallee Tours up here in the Mallee. We go out into the national parks, Hattah, Murray Sunset and Uello.
And Ricky, I see you brought a special guest with you today.
Yeah, I've got Tracy Lawson from the local Northwest Express paper of ours.
My name is Tracy Lawson. I live here in Oyen working for the local community newspaper called the Northwest Express. We cover interviews, articles, topics.
I cover pretty well out to the South Australian border, up to Hattah, including the Patchewallick, Tempe, Turriff, Speed areas as well.
And today we're in Brunswick Flora and Fauna Reserve. We're just going to go sort of from south to north up along those power lines. There is some big sandhills in there, so it could be a bit of a test in there.
We're following the Powerline Track along here. Absolutely sensational. You know, you're not far from the highway, but you wouldn't know it was here unless the local guides.
When you come out to these areas, this kind of stuff you can't find on Google. So it's always great to find a local like Ricky.
Ricky joined us, guiding us around from Mallee Tours. He's a local in Oyen and he certainly knows the area.
He'll really show you around and show you where all the good spots are.
The sand's pretty soft through here, Ricky. What's the strategy? What's the plan for driving them?
Just get your momentum up, going up the hills, and keep powering on, so you sort of float across the top.
Awesome little track, and you wouldn't even know it was here.
If you really want to come out to a place like this and want a professional to guide, see Ricky, he's the guy.
I've done a fair bit of sand driving, very little dunes though. So it's been good to see what it's like with all the corrugation.
Oh yeah. This is going to be good.
Ah, a raptor. Chuck it into sand mode, eats it up. Mick is absolutely putting his hoof into it. Punch it.
Punching.
Because he's in a wannabe raptor.
just like being on the beach.
I'm just watching Ricky go up that first big dune. He's absolutely fanging it. Looks like a good climb. He's almost to the top.
Whoa.
I've left a bit of room for a bit of a run up. We'll take it one at a time and see how we go.
Throughout the morning, Simon was wording us up about this challenging sandhill. We got to the hill, he's put his foot down in the immensely powerful Outback, but Simon, in all his wisdom and experience, decided to tackle it with just the rear wheels engaged and not putting it into 4x4.
All right, we're gonna have to back it up and take a second run at this.
The whole group was very good about it and let it go, but I'm pretty sure that when we sit around for a meal tonight, we're going to let him know about it. Kudos to you, Simon. That was brilliant.
Right, we're going for low range now. We're actually in four-wheel drive. What a difference that's making. All the way up and over. Fantastic.
First big dune.
Baja mode, Jake.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
Point the car in the right direction, not hit it too hard, but don't hit it without momentum or you'll be stuck.
Today, complete contrast to yesterday's rocky, hilly stuff. Six-wheel drive, so it seems to sit on top of the sand a little bit better.
Lot of rut. Didn't get the right gear. Hilux hasn't got the most amount of low-down torque, so I had to give it a couple of cracks. Picked the right gear and got up there.
This is going to be my kind of driving, just foot to the full. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Nailed it. Oh, here we go.
It's coming on later in the afternoon. We've still got the best part of half the track to go.
We're just south of Olean. We're heading for Mildura, which is where we'll finish off at the end of the day today.
I'm just going to pull over, something's come loose on my roof.
Copy that, thanks, Grant.
Heard a bit of rattle on the roof and looked and saw my swaggers coming loose, and as I pulled up, it landed on the side of the road. Very embarrassing, but rookie mistake, won't make it again.
Ricky took us to the Olean Lake, an oasis out in the middle of the deserts. Oh, I haven't seen anything like it.
The Olean Lake is actually a fairly new facility here. It's been 20 years in the making. It's been stocked with a range of fish for recreation, and it is purely a recreational lake. So on behalf of my community and all the communities within country areas, I'd really like to encourage people to come in off of the coast and have a look what we've got to offer.
Been a nice, slow and interesting journey up from Melbourne. Took our time, stopped and saw what was on the way. Our next stop is Mildura.
We're going to start hightailing it. Everyone's really looking forward to getting there. Really nice caravan park that we're going to stay on. 4 or 5 days that we're going to be perched there and working our way around the Mildura district. So we've got some awesome times ahead.
With Mildura as our base, we're exploring all that the Mallee has to offer and heading further north into southern Outback New South Wales. Stay tuned for the next 4 episodes as we bring you more from our Mallee Magic adventure.